All right, Giovana Melo, head coach of Cal State Bakersfield of the Roadrunners. Great being with you today, Gio.
It's good to see you and great meeting with you as well.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a question right off the top that I thought was interesting in your press release, but in your scheduled announcement, it said that, quote, I'm very excited about this season with this completely new group. What is it about this completely new group you've got that is creating the excitement for you?
Yeah, I just think that we have, a group of girls who really want to be good, want to be successful. I think they're the type of girls that, have gone through a lot in just like life in general. And I think that it's a very unique group. And I'm just excited about the kind of people that they are and their character and how much work they put into, even this spring to kind of, we had some changes that happened at the end of the season. And in this spring, we brought in some new group and then obviously the incomers. So it's a completely different group than what we look like last year. So, and it's a group that I think have invested on each other this spring. So it's exciting to kind of see, hopefully paid off what they have done in the work that they have put in.
Yep. Well, in 2023, your Roadrunners just missed the Big West Championship, and you've got two starters returning from that 2024 team. But what role do you expect them to play here this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think they both will have a pretty big role. But it's interesting because you never know. Every year is so different. For us, especially when you lose some players, and so it's kind of, you have that question mark, like who's going to step up, and that's what I think it's exciting for me about this group is that I really don't know. I think some coaches, if you have a lot of returners, you're like, I know I have an idea, but I really don't know what we're going to look like. And so it's exciting for me as a coach to kind of, figure it out and go from there. But I think those two, that played a lot for us last year will have a pretty big role this year.
Well, the positions you have the returners coming back in are setter Nene Hawkins and outside hitter Paige Dugan. A good starting point for a new look at Runners offense.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, we had Samia that also is somebody who has been here for 4 years. She's had some injury throughout her 4 years here, but now she is healthy. And I think probably what I'm hoping to be a pretty good season for her. Sydney played on and off, as an outside for us last year. And I think she'll step in. Same thing with Ella, the other setter that we had some, was playing on and off for us as well. So I think that there are players that, maybe didn't necessarily have major roles as like constantly starting, but they played a lot and they understand what this conference is about, and they understand what it takes to succeed and make to that conference tournament.
Yeah. Well, also in the rest of your lineup, what I thought was interesting is, a lot of teams are young and they brought in some new faces, some new youthful faces. However, you've got a few transfers in. In fact, you've got a member of the Canadian national team, your libero, Kat Georgiadis, Paula Catton, and Valentina Sardica Cipriani as transfers. But how do you expect them to contribute to the Roadrunners in 2024?
Yeah, I think they'll play a big role. Obviously, they have all come from experience. We have some JUCO transfers. We have some that have been in Division I. Obviously, Kat with the big experience playing for her national team. I think, the experience I think is going to be exciting to have that, because last year we did have a pretty young group and there was a lot of, we were kind of right there in certain moments, but they were super young and we were trying to, build them. But I think this year, the way we did it was to bring that a little bit more of an experience. So we're hoping that pays off for us. The hardest thing is when you bring a lot of, new faces, is that you don't know how they're going to do well together as a team. But I do think that we'll have some experience, even if it is obviously not playing in the conference, but it will be good experienced players kind of put all together. And we're hoping that will help us.
Yeah. Well, as you get ready to start the non-conference season, you've got some pretty big teams on your docket between Boise State, Oregon State, and Fresno State. But as a coach, what do you hope to gain from your non-conference schedule?
Yeah, I think that for us, what we did this year was definitely put ourselves in a position where we can compete. I thought the focus was of course, if you're going in the Big West, we want to have some wins. We don't want to go in without the wins, but I also didn't want to just go get teams that, on paper we should be beating. I wanted the competition. I wanted to be able to walk in every single day in conference the same way that we were off conference. Like if we're in a preseason schedule and we're just kind of, winning games, that's not helping us when we go to conference. So I wanted to every single match that we played this year to be competitive and put and against teams that, we have the opportunity to win, but can we really get those wins? And I think if we can do that, then they will definitely prep us for the Big West. And that was my focus when doing this preseason, to, just have teams that you can compete like you would be if you're in conference, and preparing us.
And finally, as a volleyball fan that's new to Roadrunner volleyball, who would you say, or what athlete or athletes would you advise them to look out for in the 2024 season?
That's a really good question. I think it's tough because I really, that's what I was saying. I'm excited to what is going to be. Obviously we're excited about our transfers. We're excited about the experience. Like I said, Kat, playing for the Canadian national team obviously has had really good experience. So I think she will bring a lot of that for us, and I'm excited to see what she does. But I do think that, some of our players who are returning, who have been here, like I said, Paige, Samia, Nene, Ella, like those players have been here for at least, a year, and they have a little bit more understanding now of our program in Bakersfield volleyball. So I would think that, hopefully one of them will be somebody to watch. But as I said, I honestly, truly do not know who's going to be that person for us. And that excites me.
That, or you're just being a really good coach and not playing favorites.
Or that, maybe.
All right, Coach, I thank you so much for your time here, and I'll look forward to seeing you in person soon.
Thank you. Same.